Today I'm going to show you how you can make some beautiful little tassels. I use tassels on lots of things, on pulls for fans, on old keys, some of my antique furniture, and tassels can be kind of expensive. So I'm going to show you today how to make these really pretty tassels for a pretty inexpensive price. First thing you want to decide on is what type of embroidery thread you want to work with. I find that the simple regular embroidery thread is the easiest to work with. It doesn't knot and it does give you a nice tassel. However, I prefer the thicker one. One of these makes a very thick tassel. So if you see this tassel, this is made with one of these. So I prefer this, but this knots easy. So if you're not patient, that could become frustrating. And then a little bit pricier are the metallic ones, which I think make very pretty tassels. They're a little bit more money. They're easy to work with, but they're just a little bit more expensive. So I would do two of these together to make a tassel. So the first one I'm going to demonstrate is how to do the yellow one. And the only thing you need is just one of the threads. And then I found a matching ribbon that I found in the craft store. It was on clearance for $3. You don't need very much of it, just enough to wrap around, but it makes a very nice finishing for your tassel. So the first thing you want to do is actually make your tassel, and I got this for Christmas. You don't have to buy this. You could use a piece of cardboard, you could use a bottle, but I wanted to try this out. It's a pom-pom and tassel kit, and it comes with this cute little wooden llama, and it's from Natural Life, which is a website. And basically you just use the legs to wrap around, and if you're making a tassel, you tie off the top and then pull it off, which I'll demonstrate. Or if you're making a pom-pom, you tie it in the middle. So it's just nice. I make a lot of pom-poms and tassels, so I decided to buy it, but you wouldn't have to. You could just use a piece of cardboard. So the first thing we want to do is open our thread up, and you want to open it all the way up, and it's knotted at the end, so you want to cut off, and that's your two ends. And like I said, this knots very easily, so you just want to take your time. I open it all the way up, and you just use your piece of cardboard or a bottle, even just something that's going to give you the same length, and you're just going to wrap it around the cardboard, or the legs in this case of the llama, and you're just going to wrap around until you've completely used up the majority of the thread. And see, this one, you see how it was twisted? That can easily knot if you're just not taking your time. So just take your time and wrap it around the legs like so. If you rush it, it will knot on you, and if you're not patient, you'll just end up throwing it out and starting over. Okay, so now I've gotten to the end. I have a piece I'm going to leave because you want some left over to be able to tie your tassel with. So for this, all I do is slide it down, and then I'm going to take a piece that I had cut off enough to make your end that you're going to tie it with. And you just put it through the legs of the llama, and then just pull it up to the top, and then just slide it off. And then you're going to just tie it in a double knot at the top. And this is the top of your tassel. Like so. And then just put your scissors through the other end and cut it. Then take that other piece of string and you're just going to wrap it. Leave a piece hanging off at the end, and you're just going to wrap it around the tassel and get it tight as you can. And you're just going to wrap it around a couple times. We're going to cover this with the ribbon, so it's not going to matter that much, because you know you can use these as your ending, and if so, then wrap it nicely. But this we're going to cover, so you're not going to see that. So we just want to tie some around it and cut it. Oops, I just lost it. Just cut it off and tie it into a double knot. Like so. And then that you can just cut off. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your ribbon and you're just going to measure it around and just cut the piece off. And then we're going to go and hot glue this. So basically I'm just going to dab a little hot glue along the strips. And then place your tassel in the center. And then a little more glue. And wrap that around the tassel. And then wrap the other side around. Making sure you stay even with the ribbon. Like so. And then if you have a piece, like a little piece, just glue down. And you have your tassel. Now, these tassels, you'll notice, are a little bit thinner because with this idea, I'm going to put a bead as the top of the tassel. So you don't want your thread any thicker than it's going to fit through a bead. So for this, I bought a pack of 9 beads, and it was an assortment of beads, and the embroidery floss, and it takes about 3/4 of the floss, not a whole one, to be able to fit through your bead. So you want to make your tassel first, and then I'll show you how to put it through the bead. Okay, so for this one, I made my tassel. Again, it's 3/4 of the standard embroidery thread. And then you don't need to wrap it on the top because the bead will do that for you. So you just thread your bead, and then you just pull it down, and it makes the top for you. And then these, I think, would be pretty put together and maybe put on a pocketbook or something as a decoration because they're smaller. Okay, the next tassel I'm going to make is a really fancy tassel. For this one, I used the larger embroidery thread. I used 2 different colors. I have the gold and the burgundy, and I put them together. I used only about half of each. Okay, so I used 2 embroidery threads for this, 2 of the larger. I used a gold and a burgundy, and then I bought this trim in the fabric store, and you only need a little bit, not even 1/4 of a yard for the top. So basically you take your 2 threads, put them together, and then just do what you would normally do around your piece of cardboard or whatever you're using. Just wrap them both at the same time, and just do that until you're out. And again, I used, if you're using the larger ones like this size, I did half of each. All right, so I made my tassel. I kept a little bit of the extra gold to tie off the top and to wrap it around the center. Then again, just like with the gold, just measure a piece of your trim. And again, we will hot glue this to the tassel. Okay, so again, just lightly add a little bit of hot glue and stick your tassel down on it. And then glue the one side, wrap it around, and then glue your other side. And there you'll have your fancy tassel. So the last tassels I'm going to make, I made 3 tassels the way I've shown you in 3 different colors. I did a darker shade, medium, and light. So I'm going to take my darkest shade, that's going to be my bottom, and you're going to need to get a needle that has a big enough hole that it'll fit the embroidery thread through. And you just want to get to the center of your tassel, and you're going to stick the needle through the tassel and come right up to where your thread comes through at the top where you have it tied off, and you're going to pull that through like so, and then just pull it through like that. So now you have 2 sets. So if you wanted just 2 tassels, you could just do 2. I'm going to do a 3rd tassel. So you're going to thread your needle again with your thread. Like so. And then again, you're going to find the center of your tassel, and you're going to stick your needle in and up through, again, right to where the top is. And you're going to pull them through again, and it's very easy to do. And there you have 3 tassels in one, which I think is adorable. And then if you want, you could just tie them together, or since you have a good amount, you could braid them into a braid if you want, however you want to finish it off. I will braid it and then knot it at the end, and that'll make a really cute, this would be something cute for like a pocketbook or something. So as you see, these are all your tassels. I really love the way this one came out. This was a metallic burgundy and pink, and then with the trimming at the top. I thought that one turned out really nice. But you can do the thin small ones with the beads, or the bigger ones with the ribbon, or you can just do without any finishings on it at all. I think that turned out really cute. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. And please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to receive future notifications of posts, hit the bell. And if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. That lets us know what you like. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.